So I have been super into soups lately. Like soups should be a food group. Food group. Food. Sometimes my pronunciation gets the best of me and I'm like, food group. It's almost like English isn't my first language, you know? It isn't, by the way. Soups. Amazing. So cheap. You buy cauliflower for like $1.50, you use half, that's 75 cents. You buy a potato for like 20 cents, and boom, for $1, you have a pot of soup. I can make soup that will last me for 5 days for $1. It's the cheapest way to survive in this economy. It's amazing. When I was growing up, I ate a lot of soups. Soup was always on the menu every single day. I now know why. I used to hate them because I didn't want to eat soup every day, you know? I wanted to eat other stuff. And there was other stuff a lot of the time, but there was always soup. Soup was just a must. 39 degrees Celsius outside, there is soup on the plate and it's piping hot. As I got into adult stage of my life, I rejected soups. I didn't want soups to be a part of my life whatsoever. They were haunting me. I was like, yeah, I can finally eat pizza and burgers and burritos. Well, that backfired pretty freaking fast once I realized that I can't really do fast food or any heavy food. I grew up on stuff from the garden. I really cannot do McDonald's. I cannot do taco. Once I had fries from Jack in the Box, you know, the seasoned fries, because it was quite literally the only thing on the menu I could order. And there was something in that seasoning. I got such terrible food poisoning from fries. How can you mess up fries where I am in a fetal position for hours, losing my mind because my body wants to exit everything I ate for the last 10 days? So, never again. But soups, man. Soups have been on my menu lately. I have learned to embrace soups. I guess this is a part of being an adult, the cost of food continuing to rise. I am back where I started. It's great. But soups, man, not only do they fill you up so that you can, by all means, survive just on a bowl of soup for lunch. They're also so comforting. There's just something comforting about soups. Takes me back to a simpler time. Maybe because I associate them with childhood, although that was not a simple time. That was a very... Let's not go there. Soups, though, I highly encourage you to incorporate them into your menu. Nay, make them the menu. I have had soups for breakfast before. There has been a day where I had soup for lunch, dinner, and breakfast, and as a snack. You can take a little bit of sourdough bread and dip it in it, or old tortilla chips that are already like a little bit soggy and just like, you know, tiny little crumbs that you can't really dip into stuff. Throw that shit in the soup. It's amazing. You have old bread that is so stale, you could use it as a weapon by throwing it at somebody's head and it would probably give them a concussion. Throw that shit in a soup. It's amazing. Soups are how we're eventually all gonna get by, I think. Soups are the new McDonald's. Eventually, nobody's gonna be able to afford fast food anymore, or food in general. So we're all just gonna be souping. Like my ideal get together is a potluck of just soups. Everybody brings different soups. That's where I'm at with my life. My idea of fun is a creamy soup. My top secret to make a creamy soup, if you don't want to add dairy or flour, is to just put a potato in there. It makes things so creamy. You get a bowl of creamy soup. You get like a little slice of sourdough bread. You toast it in the toaster. You plop yourself down and watch a scary movie. And the best part about it is you can get seconds because you made a whole pot of it. And the varieties, just oof. Sweet potato soup with butternut squash. That's amazing, by the way. You should try this. Cauliflower creamy potato soup. Asparagus soup. Soup with mushrooms. Creamy soup with mushrooms. I think one of the first things I bought actually when I moved, there's this thing called knor, juha iz vričke. I bought those, the creamy ones with mushrooms. And I wanted to make it extra creamy, so I disobeyed the instructions. And I was like, I'm not gonna put that much water. I'm gonna put way less, so it's extremely creamy. I burned that shit so bad. It wasn't even a sauce. It was like a gnocchi. It was just a lump of soup, and it burned, and I destroyed the pot. So that's when I realized maybe the instructions are there for a reason. I've since become very good at making creamy soups at home, not the ones from the bag. I still buy those sometimes when I'm in Europe. They just slap. They slap really good. This is my soup philosophy. I'm gonna make some soup now.